Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Did you know in the 8 years that Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach of the 49ers, in 7 out of 8 of those seasons, the number 3 running back has gotten substantial amounts of playing time? Well, are you going back to the kind of 2023 year where Christian McCaffrey stays healthy the entire year? Kind of hard to bet on. But if that's the case, then you've got to bump this player down. However, even though I do think Christian McCaffrey is back healthy, I do think you will need a number 2 and number 3 running back in this Shanahan scheme. It's run heavy, and for some reason just have not been able to avoid injuries, and especially when the number 2 running back is Isaac Guerendo, who has not had one full year healthy in his entire college or short NFL career. You're talking 7 consecutive years with injuries. Jordan James, who comes in number 38 on our roster countdown this season, rookie, and, man, consistent, do-it-all back that is just kind of one of those jack-of-all-trades with nice production, but only in 1 year. So he comes in 38 on our list, and he wears jersey number 29, small guy. And you look at his athletic testing numbers or measurables, they're not good in any way, shape, or form. Pretty much every single one of them. The highest is his 40-yard dash. He ran a 4.55, which is 52nd percentile, so right at average for NFL running backs. Height, 5'9", 27th percentile. Weight, 205, 25th percentile. Arm length, 29-inch arms, 15th among NFL running backs. Now, he is 21. You do like that. His 10-yard burst, 162. That's really, really bad. 24th percentile. Broad jump, 9'9". 36%, like not a great athlete. But at the running back position, there is something that you cannot measure. Contact balance, aggressiveness, vision, those things he has in spades. Now, the measurables, not him. You look at his comps, you put the athletic, testing numbers, Sean Tucker, Duke Johnson, J.K. Dobbins, Will Shipley. It's all kind of running backs that do not pass the eye test, but they pass the film test. So he's going into his rookie season, born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, went to Oakland High School in Murfreesboro as a freshman, junior, senior. His sophomore year was at the Brentwood Academy in Nashville as well. Now, he led Oakland High School to a 6A state title. You got to love that. Finished his high school career top 20 running back nationally, 4-star recruit, the 2022 class. Like, dude did everything that you needed him to do at the high school level, gets offers from all the big programs, chooses to go to Oregon, and waited his turn. He was behind, Bucky Irving, who was an absolute stud, and he was Bucky Irving's backup a year ago. Bucky Irving gets drafted to the Bucs, has an incredible rookie season. Then the Oregon backfield becomes Jordan James. And once he stepped in, yeah, he was awesome. I mean, you look at just what he was able to accomplish in his college career, over 2,200 rush yards, 5.7 yards per carry, 31 touchdowns, 42 receptions, 347 yards. Dude balled out in his year and a half of playing time. Again, half of his first actual playing time, he was the number 2 guy behind Bucky Irving, and then last year became the full-time back. So he was drafted in the 5th round by the 49ers, pick 147 this season. Now, here was our pre-draft write-up, and I have to admit, I did not like Jordan James as much as the 49ers did. I thought this was a very, very deep running back class. I did not think he would go in the 5th round. I thought it would be kind of that 7th round priority free agent, but the 49ers have always had a very, very different recruiting scale, measuring scale than anybody else in the NFL whenever it comes to running backs. Bobby Turner is Bobby Turner. He does not care what consensus thinks. Now, here was our pre-draft write-up before he got drafted by the Niners. Good all-around back that runs hard. Only average physical tools. Very slow compared to his class. Keeps his legs pumping at all times. Good build for the NFL. He's solidly built. You can tell he's in the weight room. Has the ability to squeeze through gaps and break arm tackles. Good burst with solid contact balance. That didn't show up in the testing, but it showed up on the tape. Solid receiving skills as well. Runs, very good routes. Combine was unbelievable. And when the 49ers talked about why they drafted Jordan James, everybody's first comment was his pro day was unbelievable. His routes on air and just all the breaks that he did, like that. Everybody talked about what he did at his pro day. Now, his drop rate is a major concern. 16% drop rate. That is god-awful for running backs. But you see the routes, and you see that he does have natural pass-catching hands, which means he extends his hands away from his body. He's a fingertip catcher. You like that. It's just, man, there's some concentration drops, and it's just like, what is happening here? That has to be coached out of him. Has to be. Played 200-plus special team snaps last year. All right, cool. Now, my favorite thing about his snap count rate, he had 900-plus snaps last year for Oregon's number one running back. 70 snaps, not 70%, 70 total snaps were spent wide out. Like you could split him. You can come out in 11 personnel and motion him out to the slot position, which he had 50 snaps at, or the out wide receiver, kind of like what they do with Kyle Juszczyk. The versatility is probably my favorite thing about him, and he's already experienced that. I gave him an 8 on the versatility scale. Now, you look at his PFF scores, some good, some bad. Overall grade, 86.2. Awesome. Yards after contact per carry, 3+ yards per carry. That's huge. Always falling forward. Rushing grade, 90.9. Awesome. Elusive rating, 79.7. That's very good. Negatives, pass blocking grade, 42. God-awful. You drafted Isaac Guerendo, who had one of the best pass blocking grades and tape last year, was awful at pass blocking. So now you go get somebody that has been awful at pass blocking. Can he step up? You got to coach him up. And his zone percent running was 48%. That's not good either. So there are some issues to his game, and there's a reason why he went in day 3. Now, the 49ers have had kind of a track record where whoever their first running back they get does not pan out. It's the second guy. And the 49ers went and added Corey Kiner and paid a decent amount as an undrafted free agent. Well, you look at any time in the Shanahan era where they brought in 2 running backs, the second guy was the one that panned out. Joe Williams? No, it was Matt Breida, who was an undrafted free agent. Trey Sermon? No, it was Elijah Mitchell. Ty Davis Price? No, it was Jordan Mason. Does Jordan James fall into that same, kind of track record with Corey Kiner? You hope not, and I don't think that's going to be the case. Eventually, the guy that they prioritize should pan out, but if history tells us anything, watch out for Corey Kiner, right? But I do think that Jordan James is going to be, there's too many positives to his tape and the consistency that the 49ers have kind of lacked with guys like Ty Davis Price, Trey Sermon, Joe Williams, those guys. Jordan James is consistent as consistent gets. What he does well. And I think that will translate to what the 49ers do. I really, really do believe that. So he's probably going to be the third running back behind Christian McCaffrey, obviously. Behind Isaac Guerendo, who now has a year in the scheme. I think he's going to be that number 3 guy. And again, in 7 out of 8 seasons under Kyle Shanahan, that number 3 running back carries a substantial amount of weight throughout the season to where, like, you're looking at 2 to 5 starts just because of the injuries. There's just a lot of them. You're hoping the 49ers can finally stay healthy at that position like they did in 2023. What happened there? They were the best team in the NFL. It basically, made it to the Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff. You want that type of year again, but we'll have to see. At some point, Jordan James, number 29, number 38 on our countdown list, will be getting substantial playing time for the 49ers. Shout out to Josh, executive producer of the show. For us and the team, we're going to keep counting them down.